Hey there everybody, this is Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host Kyle Brothersen, and today we're going to do an updated shop tour of what we got going on inside this little room. Stick around. Hey, before I jump too far into this, if you want to support Dirt Bike Channel and you like these videos and they give value to your life, please use the links down in the video description and on my website for companies like Rocky Mountain ATV, Amazon, and Motorsport. It really helps. If you go to the upper right hand corner of dirtbikechannel.com, there's a links section up there, and then you can click on those affiliate links, and that really helps to support this project for more bike reviews, more product reviews, and all of those things. So thank you so much for using those links, and let's get into this little shop tour. So I had some viewers reach out to me and just kind of let me know that it's been a long time since I've done a shop tour. I think I did a shop tour in this room once before, but it's been a long time, and I've actually put in a new floor now. I've actually just put in a Swiss Trax RibTrax Pro smooth version floor in this shop because I had a sealed epoxy floor in here and I was just never totally happy with it. And I also had some pretty deep channels in this floor because it was never really set up to be a shop floor. It was just going to be like a patio or something like that. And so I had some issues with the floor for a long time. I would lose bolts all the time. Like I would drop a bolt, and because my floor had this, kind of a salt and pepper pattern in it, the texture, the flake, it was really hard to find bolts sometimes. And so I put this Swiss Trax floor in here, and I've had it in for about 2 weeks. I'm really happy with it. The echo in the room is a little bit less, and also I feel like the room is a little bit warmer. It gets you up about 5/8 of an inch or 3/4 of an inch, depending on which style you get up off the floor. Water can drain down underneath it. You can pull it up and wash it and pressure wash it out, but I'm really happy with this, and I think I might put this in my garage because I like it so much. So anyway, that's enough about this. Maybe I'll show you some closer shots of this. I'll probably just roll it in, but that's the main thing I've changed in the shop, and I'm really liking it. Makes the bikes really easy to roll around on these stands. By the way, I did not make these rolling caster stands. I had a friend make them for me. He's not interested in making them for other people because they're very expensive to make, and he's a wood crafter, a cabinet maker, so he made these stands for me. Thank you so much, Garrett. But people have been asking, can we buy these stands? I don't sell them, and Garrett's not making them for just the general public. Be too hard to ship and make any money on it. But anyway, let me go through and just show you what else we got going on in the shop in case you didn't see that other video. Maybe this might give you some ideas for your shop. So real quick overview of what we have in here. Essentially, this is just a 16 by 16 shed that we built in the backyard, and then I had it really tall ceilings and I installed skylights up there. Those are my favorite things that I have. I love the skylights because it makes it so that I don't need to turn the lights on. This might not look that bright to you with I turn those lights off, but and it's a December day late in the afternoon, but a lot of times I'll come in here, I won't even turn the lights on if I'm not, if it's in the middle of the day because of those skylights. And then I did a loft on one side. So the tires over here, these are tires that I've pulled off new bikes that I've bought. So those are all like Dunlop AT81s, and then the other 3 stacks are tires that I will actually use on my review bikes. So that I kind of keep that stuff up there and some various things up in there. Now that I've got the caster stands, this shop, even though it's only about 15 feet by 15 feet square in here, I can actually move these bikes around. I love those stands. So I got 4 bikes in here that I'm running. I paid a bunch of money to get this Dirt Bike Channel mat, custom mat for me. And I like that. I have a KTM mat and a Husqvarna mat as well. But now with the Swiss Trax floor that I was telling you about, and you can do any design that you want. They come in tons of different colors. This is the smooth floor, the smooth version. And I think in my garage, I'll definitely get the standard version. Because in the standard version, water and dirt can run down in the grooves a little bit easier because it's more rounded. You'll see if you go to their website. But you can do any different color combinations that you want. It hooks together really easily, super easy to install. So I really like that stuff. Obviously I've got a bunch of outlets. If I did this again, I would bring all the outlets up to basically bench level. So you can see over here, I did an outlet at bench level, and I have a couple more outlets over there at bench level. In my shop, the next time I do one of these, I'm gonna put more bench level outlets because I just really, really love those, and then you're not bending down so much. So that's kind of what's going on. That's the general overview of the room. These shelves are something that my dad made me for Christmas a long time ago. They're really just a semicircle wood shelf. I don't know how well you can see that. This is just a brace here, but it's a semicircle. And then the tires are just basically decoration. The tires are literally just cut in half dirt bike tires for decor. So that's that. There's an outside motion light out there too for security. So that's kind of the main things. I've got a window here and then another window up there if I need to ventilate things out. I did a coat rack. I keep some towels in here to pick up things like, you know, coolant. If I'm spilling coolant or engine oil or things like that, I can wipe some bikes down. I've got some gear back here in case I ever go riding right from my house, which happens occasionally. Got a ladder so that I can get up into my loft up there really easily. I really like this chair. If I'm reading manuals, I'll just come in here, sit down in the chair. That was just like a chair that I bought from a furniture store when I finished this thing. I really like my air compressor. This is a California Air Tools air compressor right there. It's pretty quiet. That's why I got it. It's way quieter than some of those ones you'd get at Home Depot or whatever. That was kind of expensive, but I've really enjoyed it. This is one of my latest additions here. This is, it's called a clutch hose reel, and it's got a 25-foot hose and then also extension cord. And so I can run this out, as you can see, and if I get it to click right there, then it stops, and now I've got, you know, my hose for doing tires or whatever, and then it can just easily go back inside because it'll roll back up just like that. So that's a pretty new addition. I really like that. Usually keep a couple of sets of tubeless on hand. This is I'll flip this light around. This is, and I actually, guys, I didn't even organize anything to do this video. So this is exactly what my shelf looks like, what my cabinet looks like without me touching anything to organize it. So I've got oils, various types of oils up on the top, engine ice, coolant, a bunch of like, these are a bunch of like, you know, parts for valve cores and things like that. Got a bunch of air filters here for various bikes. Pro funnel, I love these funnels. I've got several different types of funnels in here. And then these are various extra parts that I use all the time. Everything from, you know, some hand guards to various different types of levers in here. Hour meters that I'll put on bikes, grips. I like these open-ended grips that you can get for, if you search on Rocky Mountain ATV, it's under Husqvarna, you can find those open-ended grips, super nice with bar ends. And these are just a bunch of grips that I've taken off bikes that I can still use later, that I still will use maybe on the kids' bikes and things like that. A lot of other parts down here. I've gotten rid of a lot of things, but these are like, you know, your brake caliper parts and clutch covers and various things in here, hoses and blah blah blah, and chains, and, you know, a couple different carburetors from bikes and stuff. So I've just recently cleaned that out the last month or so. Then coming over here, I've got a TV. What I do is I just have an Apple TV hanging behind it. If you see right up there, you might be able to see that Apple TV. And then I did a Wi-Fi extender here into the shop. It's actually just right up there behind the tires. So it extends my Wi-Fi out into the shop. And then the Apple TV, I can run, you know, Netflix, I can run YouTube TV because I subscribe to YouTube TV. So like earlier today, I was watching, you know, or listening to the TV in the background as I did that. I still need to install this thing. I bought this for full price and then never installed it. I had it halfway installed on a bike, and anyway, long story. These are different batteries that I've taken out of various KTMs in the last little bit while I put the anti-gravity batteries in it. I used to use this to kind of listen to podcasts through these speakers up here, but I'm now just playing them through the Apple TV. Got a scale that I can measure things really accurately. Just some parts from bikes as I'm kind of in the middle of some projects on bikes. I've got a couple heads over there, blah blah blah. some various tools like for tires. Got my tire stand right here. You can see under the bench, there's a couple of other stands. Like I've got the scissor lift stand down there, the Motorsports Product scissor lift stand. Obviously I've got a full spare wheel set here, front and back, and a floor pump, because you need a floor pump to be able to get your tubeless all the way up to 110 PSI, at least I do. And then, you know, here's a battery that I can still install. This is because I got an updated Slacker digital scale that I need to do a review on. I keep a bolt kit out because I'm always like pulling bolts off or needing bolts or things like that. And then my tools. Now, again, guys, this is just how it looks. I have not done anything special to show you guys. I've got, you know, sockets here, 3/8 drive up on the top, quarter drive down here with Torx bits in there, obviously a couple other additional tools. You've got that. You've got screwdrivers and box cutter, and I've really been loving the X-Acto knife recently for just trimming little things. I really love having the X-Acto knife out here. Up here we've got metric end wrenches, and then obviously some T-handles. This is kind of a cool tool that I've been using recently. It's a universal joint on an 8mm. So a universal universal swivel 8mm. That's pretty cool. So you've got 8mm, here's another 8mm T-handle, a 10mm, and then all your end wrenches. These are nut drivers, metric nut drivers right there with Teflon tape. Down in here you've got, I've kind of organized this where I've got smaller pieces inside of some of these organizing bins. These are all the standard SAE/inch end wrenches, and then things like Loctite and gasket makers and Allen keys. I've also got Allen keys up here that I just keep right out. And then things like, you know, epoxy and different glues and things like that. I'll keep that in here. This is a tool to change gear oil without getting it all over. Pretty cool tool. Got a couple of those. And then again, here's more like carburetor stuff. So these are all like, I've got some slides for electrons in here, and I've got a bunch of jets and needles for Keyhens and McCuney carburetors and some picks and some different things. This is a spoke torque wrench inside here. Here's like a little set of pliers for doing grips that you're like wire tying your grips. A bunch of tubeless supplies like tire plugs and things like that. Then in here, just more loose parts. Like there's a bunch of cotter pins and things like that. Some various parts and some springs for foot pegs. Some springs for, I guess they're, what are they? Your pipes. Springs for those pipes right there. Got a couple of wrenches here, spanner wrenches for setting sag, although those don't really work that well, to be completely honest. You know, some specialized tools for working on bikes. Other things in here, you know, a big breaker bar with a 32mm socket. I also keep, you know, a 27mm socket here for a lot of those other bikes. Sometimes you need an adjustable wrench like that. You know, you've got seal pullers. I've got calipers in here. For measuring things. We've got, you know, flap discs and cutoff discs for my little 3-inch grinder. Some various just, you know, tools, chain brake tools, and a lot of various things, like some gaskets down in here, and some taps and a couple of, you know, just random stuff, right? Down here, I've got a few different sizes of ball peen hammers. This is a grip cutter set. In here, I believe, is another torque wrench, a bunch of, what do we call them? I just had a blank. Hose clamps, duh. Some metric and standard hex bits in here. Here's my AC Delco torque wrench and some files. And then down here, here's where I keep a bunch of manuals for various bikes, the bikes that I've got. Here's my angle grinder. Here's, you know, a heat gun. Here's a really sweet battery charger, a light compression tester, little map gas torch right here, and then another charger. So I've got, you know, some various things throughout here. Obviously, I've got the bench. Sorry, this is a long video. If you guys are sticking with it, you might as well. This is going to be a long one. Got the bench right here. This is a hand-built bench that I built, that I made. Super cool. This is one of my favorite things. This is what my bench looks like today. I'll keep some things up here, like some different little grease things or some various stuff that I probably should put away somewhere. This is Electron slide that I'm working on for a bike and just some various things like that. I've also got the wheel truing kit over here, the Tusk wheel truing stand, and then under my bench I've got a bunch of different pipes. These are all a bunch of different pipes that are, you know, silencers, and then also pipes up in here. Got air filter cleaning stuff, and then some like tire compound down here, just various storage things throughout. So oh, and then also my stand here, or my stool for sitting down. And then I've got the Craftsman stool that's on caster wheels as well. So now with my floor, boom, I can roll around in here and it's super great. You know, over here I got some foot pegs that I haven't installed yet. Got a bunch of different, this is like tires and things up here. This is just like grease and contact cleaner and, you know, brake cleaners and anti-seize and dielectric grease. This is a bunch of spare parts for tubeless over here, like rim tape and additional water, like additional bladders, things like that. Obviously I've got the computer in here. That's super nice for just looking things up and, you know, checking manuals and doing maintenance logs and whatever, doing some research. Inside of my cabinets, I've got gloves of various types, WD-40, some different, you know, SC1 to make new bike in a can, contact cleaners, you know, so this isn't as organized as I normally have it, brake fluid, some sealant, additional sealant for like tubeless and things like that. Those are helmets I don't wear anymore. I've got several more that are up in there. This one's gonna be even more messy. I've got a couple different sets, a couple different slacker scales from over the years. There's a bunch of different zip ties up in here that I've got, some sandpaper. We've got bike tubes for the kids. I've got more, here's some bike tubes for bikes as well, dirt bikes as well, more of the hand towels, magic erasers up there, holy cow. So lots of stuff. And then just the whiteboard that I'll put stuff on. Like here's like my SAG settings for this year on the various bikes that I've had. YZ250FX, Beta 300RR, KTM 300 XCW, Sherco 300 SEF. These bikes are the new bikes that I've started now. So 2021 250, 2021 Cowie, 2021 KTM, and then here's the newest bike that I've got, 2021 KTM 125 XC. Boom. Okay. Whew, that is a lot. Oh, and then by the way, one of my favorite things also is my Daikin electric heat pump. That gives me heat and that gives me cool in the summer. Like right now, guys, it's 69 degrees in here. It's a lot colder than 43 degrees outside. That's not reading the right temperature. And I've been coming out here so much, I just keep the room at like 60 and that thing will keep it at 60. And then when I come in here, boom, I kick it back up to like 68 or 70 and the room recovers up to temperature. And then it's so nice. And it is snowy and nasty outside right now and cold. It's December 31st. It's been crappy, you know, here for a month, but I've been nice and toasty inside. So that was a long video, guys. So if you're still watching this, holy cow. That's a long video, but I just wanted to give you guys a good overview of what I've got here in the shop, and maybe that gives you some ideas of what you would like to do with your shop or some ideas. Tons of other people have done some really cool things. This is just what I've done that's worked for me, and I've been working in here a lot for the last 5.5, 6 years, and it's been really, really nice. Okay, thanks so much for watching these videos. Use the links for the description or Rocky Mountain ATV on my website, and I think that is it. Hopefully the weather starts to cooperate and we can get out and do some riding because I'm kind of going a little bit cabin crazy, stir crazy, whatever you say there. So hopefully you guys are doing well and leave a single track. Thank you.